subsided with performance staged by the country's cultural groups, among them the Jola performers. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
The Gambia Armed Forces hereby informs the general public that it would conduct a series of live firing exercises for Recruit Intake 33B at the Lance Corporal Bojang's range in Brikama from Thursday 28 February to Sunday 23 February 2014, starting at 600 hours daily. The general public, especially residents living around the range in Brikama and its satellite villages, are cautioned to avoid the designated area on the above-mentioned dates. The National Center for Arts and Culture last week tabled documents bearing the institution's audited account and financial statements to the PACPEC Committee of the National Assembly. As Famara Kani reports, NCAC is in dire need of financial assistance to boost its capacity in preserving the cultural heritage of the country.
Culture continues to play a significant role in the development of a nation. In this 21st century where acculturation and modern technologies dominate the African continent, maintaining the cultures and traditions of a nation, region or continent may be very hectic. Therefore, custodians of such a very concentrated sector need funds and modern approaches to register success along the line. The National Center for Arts and Culture tabled their audited account and financial statement before the PACPEC committees of the National Assembly. The center has been mandated by the government to coordinate the rich cultures of the Gambia through human cultural development and archiving of historical documentation for the younger generation. The underfunded institution has also been in the struggle to shoulder the huge tax vested on them. Sitting before the PACPEC committee of the lawmakers, gave the Director General of the institution to lay his constraints and demand urgent support from the Assembly for the survival of the institution and the lifting of its production capabilities.
Like in previous years, some projects were implemented whilst the groundwork was laid for projects for the following year. In terms of human resources, 2012 saw an amelioration of the staffing constraints with the appointment of 3 new senior staff, which certainly reinvigorated the institution. But the staffing complement still needs to be reinforced, as the few staff available are very well overburdened and hardly go on leave.
Reacting to the financial limbo of the institution, lawmakers went through its report and made unanimous comments and suggestions with regards to ways of solving the institution's problem and giving enough subvention to steer their survival. The unanimity of parliamentarians and the NCAC as custodians of the cultural heritage of the Gambia shows their love for the rich cultures of the nation.
You have a huge mandate to execute. You are an advisory organ mandated with the responsibility of all matters dealing with Gambian arts and culture. And the mandate is not matched, as we have discussed, the resources available. But whilst we advocate for an increased allocation, we will also encourage you to tighten your internal controls system, which will put you in a better standing. Gambia has a rich and beautiful culture which we want to protect, which we want to preserve.
Why is it that tourists cannot be visiting these areas? It is important that you work with tour guides. It's important because there are people, who can also facilitate in this issue.
The NCAC stands on a very good footing to make clear all that can overshadow their way to get the needed subvention from the Assembly to reach to the expected level of delivery and cultural preservation using modern technologies. Famara Kani, GRTS News.
That report by Famara Kani takes us to our first break. We'll be back with news from outside the Gambia.
My beautiful baby, Yes, so what's up, people? It's your boy, Mr. Flavor Nabania, all the way from Nigeria. Gambia, are you ready now for your boy, Mr. Flavor Nabania, live in concert on the 22nd of February 2014, and it's going down at the Independence Stadium. Are you ready now for all my adadas? Are you ready now for shaking your Are you ready? Mr. Flavor says so. This is brought to you by Coconut Resident and Gantel. Are you ready now? Let's go there. So if you don't know, now you know. Go get your tickets. February 22nd, 2014, Independence Stadium. Mr. Flavor, live. Gambia, let's go there. Oyolema!
QCell's 4G internet service is the Gambia's fastest and cheapest 4G fixed wireless internet. With QCell's 4G, you can access the internet at unbeatable speeds on your laptop or desktop computer. You can also use your mobile or tablet to browse the internet via Wi-Fi. QCell's 4G internet can keep you connected either in your home or in your office. For a limited time, get 50% off regular equipment and 100% off corporate equipment, as well as free installation and free QCell credit. For more information, call 333-3253 or 333-3104. QCell 4G Internet. Fast, affordable and reliable. QCell. Sunibus, the Gambia's quality network.
Welcome back. 2 people are reported dead and 30 others injured after hundreds of protesters clashed with police in Conakry. Residents of the capital are angered by the frequent power outages. Reacting to the violent incident, the governor of Conakry warned demonstrators that the police and the gendarme will be ordered to deal with the unruly behavior in the streets. We have details of that in this report.
Hundreds of people have descended onto the streets to denounce the power cuts in Conakry that have plunged the city into the dark for 3 months now. Police and youths confront one another. A police vehicle surrounded by demonstrators has crushed a demonstrator. A policeman was then killed. 2 are confirmed dead, 30 wounded. Eyewitnesses and protesters are extremely angry.
How many months have we been without electricity? We're tired of being in the dark.
We've had no power for 4 months. We're tired. We ask Alpha Condé for help. Our kids who go to school can't revise for their exams. They cannot refuse. The authorities haven't kept their promise to fix the power breakdown. Yesterday, feeling the mounting anger, the governor of Conakry warned demonstrators who he suspects are being manipulated by the opposition.
We are going to give orders to the police force. At the least public disorder, people will be arrested and put on trial. Playtime is over.
About 15 districts of the capital are suffering power cuts. The inhabitants of Conakry are denouncing the leadership's contemptuous attitude, ignoring their exasperation.
Relations between the ruling CNDD party and the opposition Uprona party is at its lowest ebb. The government of President Pierre Nkurunziza has warned the Tutsi-dominated party of holding what it calls illegal demonstration. This comes shortly after police used force to disperse an Uprona demonstration. We have more in this report.
The daily saga followed very closely by the local press. The crisis between the government CNDD party and the UPRONA, the main Tutsi party now in the opposition, is worsening. On Monday in Bujumbura, the ministers of the Interior, Public Security, Justice and National Defense were sounding tough. The 4 heavyweights of the government sent out a warning. The forces of order and security and the administration backed by the Justice Ministry will never tolerate anyone making threats and holding illegal demonstrations under the pretext that there are problems within the UPRONA party. The warning by the government came the day after the brutal dispersal of a gathering of supporters of the faction of UPRONA that does not support the government. At least 3 party activists and 2 policemen were injured during the clashes in Bujumbura. The disproportionate use of force by the police provoked a wave of protest.
People are dying. I cannot keep silent. I am the deputy from this town, and I must speak for these people. If you want to arrest me, do it. I am ready to die for the interests of the people.